The testimony of Rachel.
I am Rachel, daughter of Laban and wife of Jacob. My story is one of love, jealousy, and the long and painful journey of waiting for a child. From the moment Jacob first laid eyes on me, he loved me. He worked for 7 years to marry me. But on the night of our wedding, my father deceived him and gave my sister Leah in my place. I still remember the confusion and anger of that night. Jacob's love was supposed to be mine, but my father's scheme temporarily took it away from me. Jacob was allowed to marry me just a week after marrying Leah, but he had to commit to another 7 years of work as part of the agreement with my father. I knew Jacob loved me more than Leah, but that knowledge didn't ease the growing emptiness inside me. While Leah bore son after son, I remained barren. Each time I saw her cradle another child in her arms, I felt my heart tighten with envy. It wasn't just that I wanted a child, I needed one. In those days, a woman's worth was tied to the children she bore, especially sons, and I had none. Despite Jacob's love, I felt worthless, ashamed, and angry. There were days when I couldn't hold it in any longer. I would cry out to Jacob for him to give me children, or I shall die. But Jacob wasn't God. He had no power over my womb, and neither did I. I was consumed with jealousy. The weight of it pressed on me day after day. In my desperation, I did the only solution. I gave Jacob my maidservant Bilhah, hoping that through her I could build a family. When Bilhah bore 2 sons, I named them Dan and Naphtali. I thought I would find peace in this, but it wasn't the same. They were not my own children, and deep inside the longing remained. Then one day, God remembered me. After years of waiting, He finally opened my womb, and I conceived. The joy I felt was indescribable, like a burden had been lifted from my soul. When I gave birth to my son, I named him Joseph, which means, "May the Lord add to me another son," because even then I hoped for more. I felt as if God had finally heard my cries, that He had taken away my disgrace. But the joy of holding Joseph did not erase all the pain I had experienced. It was a reminder of how much I had endured, the years of feeling less than, the bitterness I had let fester, and the way I had lashed out in jealousy and anger. Still, Joseph was proof that God had not forgotten me, even when I had doubted Him. Yet my story did not end there. God did bless me with another son. But in giving birth to Benjamin, my second son, I lost my life. As I lay dying, I wanted to name him Ben-Oni, which means son of my sorrow, because I knew I would not live to see him grow. But Jacob, in his grief, called him Benjamin. Even though I was taken from my family, I left behind 2 sons, and through them I know that God's promises lived on. Looking back, I see that my journey was filled with both joy and sorrow. Jacob deeply loved me, but for so long I allowed my inability to have children to define my worth. I let jealousy consume me, and in my desperation, I took matters into my own hands. But in the end, it was God who opened my womb and gave me the sons I longed for. Through my sons, Joseph and Benjamin, I became part of a much larger story, one that would shape the future of Israel. And though I did not live to see it all, I know that God's plan continued through them. My story is a reminder that even in our deepest moments of despair, God hears us. He may not answer when or how we expect, but His promises never fail.
Rachel's story shows that even in our deepest seasons of waiting and sorrow, God has not forgotten us. His timing is perfect, and His mercy is real. When we feel unseen, He is still writing our story. Will you trust Him, even when the answer hasn't come yet?